Hello ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Jason, welcome to my corner of the internet. I'll be your host today as we take our trip through the cosmos in Space Quest. As you can see, it's been designed by Scott Murphy and Mark Crow, the two guys from Andromeda, who, actually as of this recording, which is May 14th, 2012, are actually undergoing a large Kickstarter project for a brand new sci-fi adventure game. So anyways, let's go ahead and get this started. Light years from Earth's solar system, the people of the galaxy Irnon have been struggling to maintain the precious balance of life. The sun of Irnon is slowly dying, the planets grow cold, food is no longer plentiful, life will soon become impossible to sustain. The scientific community of Xenon, that's a planet, devised a plan to convert one of Irnon's lifeless planets into a new sun. The effort was centered around the development of a device called the Star Generator. The Star Generator would be capable of igniting an otherwise useless planet into a raging ball of flame. An expedition set out aboard the starship Arcada to successfully complete development and testing of the Star Generator. The Arcada is now returning triumphantly to Xenon with the fully operational Star Generator. Sounds good, right? You serve as a member of the crew of the Arcada as a janitor. That's right, a janitor. And not a very good one. You probably would have been sacked and replaced were the Arcada not millions of kilometers from Xenon. Oh, they used metric system. As we join our story, you have just completed one of your famous on-shift naps in one of the janitorial storage closets. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing started. As we've already said, we're playing Space Quest 1, and in celebration of the two guys from Andromeda getting back together, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try to play through the entire series. I'm going to try to do a bit of a recording every night and try to keep my update schedule on task. For those of you interested in my other recordings, don't worry, they will be coming. But anyways, enough of that. Welcome aboard Arcada. To log in as a crew member, please enter your name below. Up to 18 characters to your first name. I'm going to go ahead with the character's actual name, Roger Wilco. So I'm going to go ahead with Roger. You are startled by the sound of an alarm. It is followed by an urgent voice, which warns that the Arcada has been boarded by unknown intruders. It ends abruptly. Alright, so here we are. For those of you not familiar with even the genre, this is an adventure game. They were very popular, we'll say in the 80s, early 90s, and basically it's essentially it's an RPG without the combat. You walk around, and let's take a look here. Look around. So this basically is one of the earlier adventure games that uses a text parser. You can actually type in what you want to do. So basically, and then here's the description here we get. This is the Arcada's data archive. Many volumes of information are stored on data cartridges. There's a computer console here. Oh, look at computer. Oh, okay, so let's move closer. F3 auto types. So the console consists of a screen, a keyboard, and cartridge slot. Atop it rests a Model DX cartridge retrieval unit. Ooh, look at retrieve. That's probably spelled wrong, I think. Unit. Oh no, I got it. It is a Model DX cartridge retrieval unit. It is used to retrieve cartridges. It is currently empty. Yeah, a retrieval unit would probably go ahead and retrieve units. It makes sense. Currently empty. Alright, well, look at keyboard. The keyboard has the usual keys found on a Xenon keyboard. Above it are the words Arcada Data Archive. Alright, so we're obviously on a science vessel, and this room is full of all their research and all that information. So that's some cool stuff. That's pretty neat. But you know what, we need to get off here, and we're the janitor, you know, let's not worry about all that kind of stuff. So, what am I going to be doing in this? Let's look around. This is another hallway aboard the Arcada. There's an elevator door nearby. So basically, I'm just going to go ahead and play through the game. I've played through this one, literally, I could probably say a couple thousand times, and I wouldn't be kidding. I've got this game memorized, but, oh, look at, man. It appears to be one of your crewmates. He is non-functional. No kidding! I thought he was napping on the job. Search, man. You search the body of your crewmate and find a keycard! Well, that's exciting. So let's go ahead and take that keycard. Now, even though I've played this game, like I said, thousands of times, this was actually my first video game ever. This is why I'm so excited to play this. I'm going to try to play it as if I was playing it for the first time. I'm going to explore things. I'm going to get myself killed on purpose, just to really show things off. Now, another thing, just to make a note, I am playing through DOSBox, unfortunately, but I discovered that in DOSBox you can actually set graphics mode and everything, or the actual computer mode, to Tandy, which is how I originally played this. I did not play this on like an IBM system, which is why the sound is a little bit different, and actually, to be honest, better in my opinion. Oh. So the door opens, and a man you recognize as one of the lab scientists enters. He appears to be injured. You see him limping in there, you're like, oh no! After only a few steps, he slumps to the floor. Help, man! A large laser hole has been burned in his uniform, through which you can see previously unexposed tissue. Struggling painfully, he raises up on one elbow. He looks up, and he tells you the Arcada is under attack, and that the star generator is in danger. You had better leave if you value your life. He looks over towards the shelves full of cartridges, and utters the words, astral body. He then settles to the floor, lifeless. Alright, so I'm going to be playing as if I never played before, but at the same time, I'm going to do some things to make things a little bit quicker, so that way there's not as much backtracking. So, he said astral body. Maybe he was trying to hint at something. Maybe we need something from the cartridges. Let's look at the monitor. Ah! Welcome to the Arcada Data Archive, Model DX Storage and Retrieval System. To select a cartridge, enter the title below. Press enter to quit. Title catalog available with top security clearance only. Ooh. Title catalog. Oh, so I guess we can't check the catalog. Actually, what happens if we do type it? Catalog. Searching. Title not available. Aw. Shame. Oops. Well, let's try this. Astral body. Title found. Retrieving. So we got to figure out here. He said astral body. Obviously, we're able to get a cartridge from here. That says astral body. So let's go ahead and take cartridge. Now I'm gonna write this out in advance a bit because, well, done. All right. Well, if we hit tab, we get to see what we're carrying. So we're carrying a keycard and a cartridge. Let's look at keycard. The keycard is a flat rectangular piece of synthetic material which is magnetically keyed for passing check stations. Written in tiny letters are the words Beacon Hinder Security Systems. Now, there's a few little jokes here and there, but I find the comedy in the Space Quest series tends to get even more crazy and creative and awesome as the series goes on. But still, this one series here, this one game in particular, is just has such a special place in my heart. I had to go ahead and let's play this. Well, I'm going to do them in order. I'm OCD about that. So let's go ahead and look at cartridge. Cartridge. Ridge. Alright. This is a data storage cartridge. On it are the words Astral Body Formation, the Untold Story. Well, sounds exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and actually save. That was a test I did earlier. Arcada. Even though I've got the game pretty well, like I said, I'm gonna pretty well memorized. I'm gonna be saving because there are a few random events, and like I said, I'm gonna intentionally try to get us killed a few times just to try to showcase as much of the game as possible. Because what I think the real joy behind these games is, you know, if you know what to do, you can sort of just zoom through them. But this is part of that exploration and adventure. So let's search body. Your search of the body reveals nothing. All right. Well, let's check this one. Nothing. All right. This door looks Okay. Well... Looks like a neat room. This is the Star Generator Development Laboratory. Due to your incredibly low security clearance, you have never been allowed access to this room. Pity. Must be a really dirty room. The reward for your search is... Drumroll, please! Nothing. Let's go ahead and check this guy. Once again, nothing. Alright, so, wait. Look at Star Generator. There's no Star Generator here to look at. So, this is a Star Generator Development Lab, and there's no Star Generator. They stole the Star Generator. Who's they? I don't know. Let's go ahead and save, and let's go find out. Who would have stolen a device that allows you to turn an entire planet into a raging ball of flame? Well, let's go search this guy's body. A quick search of the body turns up nothing. Alright. Well, let's go actually check over here. And for any of you who've been through the game a dozen times, or a couple dozen, don't worry, I know. Oh, look, it loops. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and walk back. Now, there is a way to speed up his walking, but because I want to go ahead and talk over this a little bit, I decided not to. Okay, we'll go through this door. Alright. Save again real quick. Alright, so this is a section of one of the lower levels of the Arcada. Alright, so as I mentioned before, what I'm really excited about is the two guys who your search of the laser-riddled corpse reveals nothing. Alright, well, what's got me really excited is the two guys responsible for the entire Space Quest series are back, and they're trying to make a game on Kickstarter as of this thing. I'm not going to take up too much time with this because I realize down the road that'll be irrelevant if someone decides to look at my video. But I'm going to leave a link in the description, and if you'd like to see, see more from them, definitely check them out and give them some support. Or if you're a Space Quest fan, you don't want to miss out on that. So anyways, you are in the central control area of the Arcada. The reactor domes pulsate irregularly, as if they had been tampered with. This does not look good. Through the window just above the control console, you can see down into the vehicle bay below. Okay, look at bay. Your limited view shows that there is a large vehicle bay below. Awesome. Well, look at the panel. On the console by the window are two buttons marked Open Bay Door and Close Bay Door. Oh. Alright, so we've opened up the bay door, got some points. This is good. We're making some progress. Now, there's something I wanted to show, but something that used to creep me out as a kid. It used to scare... Oh, there it is. You think you hear footsteps. Could it be a survivor? Is it? I'll go back and check. Oh. Okay. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. Every time I'd see that, it used to scare me so bad. Because I knew, of course, that... Come on. Okay, I'll go hide over here, behind this elevator. Well, that's disappointing. Okay, what normally happens is you have one of the Sariens, if you saw the subtitle for it, the Sarien encounter. One of these aliens that have boarded the ship, they come onto the screen, and if you're out in the open, they shoot you, or you can hide behind the elevator and stuff. So, what's this? Look at panel. Obviously, there's something bugged or whatever, so they're not going to come and ruin my day. So the keycard unit is a small, sturdy box with a slot. Just above it is a display light, which is not currently on. I wonder if we inserted... Let's insert keycard. You slide the keycard into its slot. You hear an audible click. You take the keycard back. Look at panel. So the keyboard, the light is currently on. And this means that this door here is now open. Woohoo! Now, if you think about it, back in the day, if you didn't play the game before, if you didn't pick up the keycard off that one body, you didn't do a thorough search, you'd be back here and you'd be like, oh no, I don't have the keycard, I'm screwed. I really wanted to see one of the guys. I'm going to show the alien to you. I've got to show them to you. Okay, so right after I read this. This is the flight prep room of the Arcada. As you can see, there is a sign on the back wall, as well as 2 closet doors and 2 buttons. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'll say this as closet. And I'm actually going to load a game here, put my speed up to fast, and be like, hey, I'm just walking around. Walking around. Waiting to hear some footsteps. And everyone's going, oh, they're not that impressive looking anyways, it's, primitive graphics. The alien observes his handiwork briefly, then leaves. As you lie on the floor in a smoldering carbogelatous heap, you can't help but wonder why you bothered getting up this morning. Thank you for playing Space Quest. Too bad you failed miserably and doomed all your people to a horrible death at the hands of the Sariens. If you continue playing as skillfully as this, we'll never have a chance for a sequel. Better luck next time. And yes, the game does belittle you and make fun of you. But yes, I'm not going to bother showing you hiding behind the elevator because that would just waste more time. You want to see more of the game, right? You want to see more of this adventure. So let's go ahead and push right button. In right closet. You see a flight suit hanging in the closet. All right. A left button. Look in left closet. Now, if this kind of gameplay does put you off to having to type everything in, don't worry. In the later iterations, in the later games, they do move to more of a point-and-click adventure type. So if you're familiar with like the Sam and Max games and some of that, it becomes a little bit more user-friendly. So it looks like some electrical gadget of some sort. All right, let's go ahead and take gadget. Awesome. And might as well take the suit too. There we go. Because if we're going to be doing any flying, we need to have a flight suit. What's always confused me is I'm like... I'll tell you that in a bit. So look at panel. It's always good to look around. Look is the most used verb you should be using in this game. So the console is adorned with many status indicators. One button on the right is marked airlock. Well, let's go ahead and push that button because they pointed it out to us, so it must be important. So push airlock. And like magic, the door opens up. All right, so let's go ahead and move on up there. All right, I'm going. This is a game from back in an era where, there was no... People were fine with making progress at their own pace. It wasn't all about, instant gratification. This is the cavernous vehicle bay. All right, look at panel. Looking at the console, maybe I should start using the word console because it seems to... Well, I understand it either way. Looking at the console, you see a button marked platform. There are also some gauges which don't interest you. So you're a janitor, you're not trained. You're like, all right, let's push platform. There's now an escape pod. That is handy. Let's look at pod. This is one of the Arcada's escape pods. You vaguely remember receiving some orientation on these when you joined the crew. Isn't that how it always is? In case of emergency, we're giving you this training. You won't remember it when you actually need it, but here's the training just so that we can avoid legal problems. So let's get in pod. Alright, well, I think the first step we should do is close the door. Done. Look in pod. So let's look around. Search pod. Look at panel. There we go. The console consists of a screen, pod status indicators, a throttle, and some buttons. The buttons are marked auto nav, power, and don't touch. Oh, am I going to be able to resist that? Like, really? Don't touch? Well, first of all, let's go ahead and turn things on. So, push power. And it springs to life. Alright, well, let's see. What were the... Oh, yes, the throttle, I believe. So, pull... Wait. Oh, there's the throttle. So, let's pull throttle. Oh, please buckle your seatbelt first. Put on belt. Now, in the version I played, I don't remember that or actually you needing to put your belt on. And as I'll show you, coming up in just a second, pod. Pull throttle. Let's do this. The escape pod moves slowly out of the vehicle bay and into space. Congratulations! You have narrowly escaped an explosive death. Don't start patting yourself on the back just yet, though. You are now traveling aimlessly through the cosmos. Good luck. Okay, so there's some fun stuff you can do here. Okay, first of all, I'm going to say push, don't touch button. It said don't touch. I warned you. And here we have a scene from King's Quest, where you crash into the moat. And then you hear got some dialogue. Ken, did you hear something? It was probably just the Gators entertaining another Space Quest player. Go back to sleep, Berta. And so this is obviously an exchange between Ken Williams and Roberta Williams, who basically founded Sierra back in the day. So, through a strange quirk of fate, or was it, you have stumbled upon a place beyond time, space, and dimension. You have entered the Daventry Zone. That's right, the land of King's Quest! This will not help you now, since you are playing Space Quest. Thank you for playing Space Quest. Too bad you've blah blah blah. We've already seen this before last time he got shot. So, that's another thing I loved about the Sierra games, is they loved putting little Easter eggs like this. King's Quest was another adventure game. It was more of a fantasy, magical setting, and they had to put that plug in there. So that's what happens when you push the don't touch button. It sends you careening off into another dimension. Very interesting escape pods, I must add. So let's go ahead and load our game, or restore it. So, take off belt. Please remain seated and keep seatbelt buckled while vehicle is in motion. You know, I remember... I think that I might be playing a newer version than the one I originally played as a kid, because I remember being able to take off your seatbelt, and when you came in to land on the planet, you actually went flying through the windshield. I might be remembering wrong, but alright, I guess we'll just keep it on. So I'm going to go ahead and push auto nav. Now, if you want to see all the different ways you can die, because I just missed out another one, you can go find a death video on YouTube that sort of puts them all together. That's not really the purpose of this video. I'm just going to go ahead and play through the game. Alright, the monitor flashes. You study it to see what new information is being displayed. Planet profile. So we've discovered a planet. Planet Kerona. Dimensions very big. Atmosphere, livable. Life, civilization, dunno. Temperature, also in metric, awesome. Navigation system locked in, let's go. The outer nav system has locked onto the small planet of Kerona, and the pod has begun its approach. Nothing to do but to hang on. And it's got a nice pink sky. Thud. I remember there being a thud sound there, so maybe that's a trade-off from the Tandy version. So, anyways, after a skull-jarring landing, you peer through the shattered viewing port out into the desert landscape. A feeling of utter desolation settles in. You're in a fine mess now, Roger. All right, so we're stuck out in the desert. So, search pod. Look in pod. Look around. Search. Examine. Look at seat. There's nothing under the seat. Look at panel. Nope. Now this is another one of those parts I'm trying to go ahead and find it through looking, because I know there's something here that we're supposed to get. I'm just trying to, make it make sense, because I'm trying to, let's see, take off belt. All right, so we take off the seatbelt so we can obviously get out. Let's open door, if we can. Ah, the door has been permanently opened by the impact of landing. Look in cockpit. Look under seat. Look on seat. I know there's nothing under it. That's why I said on. Look on floor. Float. Look on float! Floor. There we go. You are inside the escape pod. It appears that the more fragile devices were damaged severely by the impact of landing. A survival kit has broken loose from someplace. There we go. So let's go ahead and take kit. Done. And as we can see by hitting tab, we have our survival kit. Let's actually go ahead and look at some of the items we picked up. At gadget. So written on the electronic gadget are the words dialect translator. On one end is a dial and a light. Currently dim. Turn dial on translator. You turn the dial to the right. The light begins to glow. That is, I think that'll probably be handy if we run into any aliens or something we don't understand. No, I'm not guessing ahead in the game. I'm just, Anyways, let's see. Look in kit. This is your survival kit. It contains a xenon army knife and a can of dehydrated water. I love that. That cracks me up every time I hear it. A can of dehydrated water. Look at dehydrated water. This is a cylinder of dehydrated water. At the top of the cylinder is a regulator and a short nozzle. On the side is a label. Read label. The can label says, Pelvitrons dehydrated water, H2. All you need to add is air. Makes 10 gallons. Directions. To use, simply drink from nozzle. Metered amounts will be dispensed. Caution. Do not attempt to open or rupture. Misuse could result in personal injury and or flash flooding. That's awesome. What else is in there? The army knife. Look at knife. This is your handy-dandy xenon army knife. Alright, so we pretty much got everything we need here, so let's get out of pod. So we seem to be located in an incredibly remote area. There's a Thrash escape pod here. The pod seems to be semi-destroyed. Look at sand. It is a loose granular material resulting from the disintegration of the area's rocks. It's quite sandy down there. You see that a piece of highly reflective glass has broken out of the pod window. Well, it brought notice to that, so let's go ahead and take the glass. Glass now in possession. So let's go ahead and save as... actually, you know what? I'm going to make a new save. Kerona. Alright, so now we're out in this desert. The skies are clear and cosmic purple. Alright, so let's go ahead and adventure off. Let's find some civilization. We have our dehydrated water. We can keep going forever. You know, at least until we get to civilization. Or we get eaten. That works too. You have just become a vertical meal for the local welcoming committee. Oh. Well, basically, guys, I went ahead and I did that on purpose because I have to end this recording here. This will probably be the first episode. Next time, we'll go ahead and explore a little bit more of the surface of Kerona and, well, see where our adventure takes us. So, hope to see you around next time as I go through the entire Space Quest series. Hey, if you like the adventure game genre, if you like so far what you see, keep in mind that this is primitive, but you know, maybe go check out on YouTube before I get them done other adventure games, and be sure to check out the guy's new Kickstarter. If, like I said, you get to it before it's over, I'll leave the link in the description. So, this has been Jason. I hope you've enjoyed our journey thus far, and well, until next time, game on.